Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 13. So Module 13 is our last major essay for the class. If you've made it this far, congratulations, you got the research paper done and you can relax maybe a little bit. Hopefully I'll get to be grading it soon. And so the last thing that we're going to be working on is an analysis essay. This essay is in some ways much easier, and so it kind of depends on who you are as a writer, but a lot of students like this essay a lot more because it gives them a chance to do something different. So what you're going to be doing here is analysis of an advertisement, and we're going to be, or analysis of a visual. And so the unit itself is pretty simple. You have some readings to do, and there's a whole section in the textbook about visual analysis, visual argument, and how to decode it and that kind of thing. So that'll be really useful for you. And then there's a short section in Rules for Writers about multimodal texts, which is basically a text that uses either something other than writing or something beyond writing to make the argument. So that'll be your readings, and then your quiz that you'll want to take, just like we've done our other quizzes. I think this is your last new quiz that you're going to take in the class. You may have, I think there might be a final quiz. It's just a review type thing, but this would be the last new one. And then the assignment itself, this is the essay criteria. So basically, because we are kind of surrounded by visual argument a lot, that is kind of beyond college is the main type of argument that we get. Being able to kind of decode, break down, especially advertising, which really just is trying to force us to think certain ways, but being able to recognize that, being just a wiser consumer in general, but also understanding things like politics, political cartoons, that stuff they send you in the mail every time there's an election, all of that kind of thing, being able to use those critical thinking skills in order to decode it. So you're going to pick one of these things. Most students pick an advertisement because they tend to be easier, but you could do it or some kind of artwork as well. Doing an analysis of artwork is slightly different from doing an analysis of an advertisement, mainly because the message is going to be a little bit different. So with an advertisement, their message is often pretty clear, which is what are they trying to say with this particular visual? They're trying to say, you know, buying a minivan can be sexy too, or, you know, buy our laundry detergent and your clothes will smell fresh all the time, or whatever it is. And your main priority is to decide what is the message that the creator is trying to send, and then what is your judgment of the message? Is it effective or not? You have to take into consideration the audience as well. If you are just finding an advertisement on the internet, that can be a little bit more challenging. I really encourage you to pick up a magazine, even if it's at your local library. Pick up a magazine, flip through it, see what you can find. Those kinds of advertising are just easier to use for this assignment because the audience will be a little bit more clear. So if you pick up Men's Health magazine, then the whole magazine is aimed toward men, specifically men who are into fitness or more athletic or interested in that kind of thing. And so those advertisements and those products that they choose to advertise within that magazine will have just like that much more clear audience that's easier to analyze. So the content of your essay is going to be what you see to help you analyze design elements, compositional features, what does the font look like, where's the layout, use of space, use of color, use of imagery, where is it at, you know, do they have big text, small text, what's it look like, how is it laid out? And then you can also discuss the context, the specific audience, but we also need a paragraph that is solely devoted to the rhetorical appeals and the intended audience. So most advertisements will have one of these three, ethos, logos, or pathos, prominently displayed. But you may see all three, and so you only have to cover one, but you may think about which one do you think is the most obvious that you can see, and then the intended audience, trying to be specific about that. You can use third pronouns, you can use first pronouns, but you obviously don't want to use second person pronouns. You don't want to tell the reader what he or she is thinking or seeing. And then you'll have an MLA style works cited page with the visual as your only source. You are not allowed to use other sources for this essay. It is solely your opinion of the advertisement that you've chosen. You also have to include a copy of the visual. You can upload it separately, but it's the best thing to do is just copy and paste the image straight into your essay as the last part of the just on the last page. That's the best way to do it. Otherwise, there can be some issues with me accessing the visual and being able to grade it. So that's the essay. And so what you're doing in this unit then is just a discussion board, simple discussion board. We don't have time for a rough draft and a peer edit. So instead, you're going to post your visual on the discussion board, answer a few questions about it. So there's 5 questions about it, a couple of sentences each, and then you respond to 2 peers with some of your opinions. This just gives you a chance to kind of get some peer feedback on what your image is, what your visual looks like, and then it also gives me a chance to go through and make sure that everybody has chosen something appropriate for the assignment, that kind of thing. So just a little bit of a peer collaboration assignment, and that's it for the module. So it's a short, fairly simple module, getting us prepared to write the last essay. So you definitely can start drafting the essay during this week, but those are the 2 main assignments that you're going to be doing. So a little less pressure this time. We're almost to the end of the semester. Hopefully you're doing well. If you have any questions at all, send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.